All right. We are live with another announcement with our good buddy, Blake Weaver. Are you there, Blake?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me good?
Can hear you great.
All right, man. Well, I was actually sharing your story. One of the things that I'm really excited about this interview is, man, one thing, I mean, what I do know about you is you're straight talk and you're real. I think that's attractive, especially when people are out there trying to navigate the world of, growing their business. And I think your story really is going to inspire people. So for those of you who didn't really catch kind of a little bit of the backstory, Blake is an agent in Lafayette, Louisiana. And he came, I'll let him tell you a little bit about his backstory. But one of the cool things about it is he's absolutely crushing it when it comes to an individual agent. His productivity is off the charts. He recently started building a team. But the most important reason y'all are probably here is to find out, why did Blake come back to EXP after leaving EXP? So let's cut to the chase and jump right in, brother.
Cool. So I've been a realtor for I'm going on my third year. I started off with a franchise brokerage just because I was part-time in the oil field, and I was still trying to navigate my way through the industry, trying to figure out what I don't know, which I found out was a lot. But I started seeing a lot of things that was BS, and I wanted to navigate into the correct way. So I looked up EXP, joined EXP, knew that it was definitely a good system that I wanted to be a part of. I stayed there for about 6 months, and then I got approached by a broker here in my market who is basically the #1 agent for the last probably 5 or 6 years. He invited me to his brokerage, and then that's whenever I realized I probably should go and shadow him and try to learn as much information as I can about the ins and outs of being the best. You know what I'm saying? Last year, I spent probably about a year and a half, maybe a little under a year and a half at that brokerage. And then I reevaluated myself at the end of 2020, and I realized that most of all the success that I had was self-driven. I wasn't giving leads. I wasn't giving any work as far as clientele goes. I earned it on my own. I was basically a one-man show. I did all my TC work by myself, and I was able to close 52 transactions and just shy of $10 million GCI by myself.
How long had you been in the business?
That was year 2.
That's amazing. So second year in the business, 52 transactions. You bust out the calculator and you're doing the math. What am I getting in exchange for what am I paying? Yep.
And then that's whenever I realized, I started paying attention to, I was still friends with people that were at EXP, and that's whenever the stock caught my eye. And I realized, I'm like, okay, well, how much money am I really leaving on the table here? And so I did the math. I called up a buddy of mine who's still at EXP right now, a very good friend of mine. And we figured out I had left probably around $100,000 just in stock from my success, 5% from each commission check that I would have gotten had I been with EXP instead of the brokerage that I was at. And then that's whenever I realized, okay, I got twin boys that are 3 years old, and I want to be able to create generational wealth for them and have them set just to have life a little easier. And then that's whenever I realized that I need to start doing my own legwork and figuring out, okay, well, do I want to work as hard as I did in 2020, or do I want to be able to scale my business and start a team? And then that's whenever I started researching. I found you guys, Mike Reese and Jay Kinder and Woods Davis, and scheduled a call just to see exactly what you guys can offer me with help in scaling my business, and to not work as hard as I did in 2020, because I busted my butt a lot, and I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my business. 2020 was a big learning curve in my life, and I'm very, very humbled by it.
Well, if you remember, man, you sent me a text message and we connected, and then that was like a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't even get to tell you, like I was like, hey, let's schedule a call for next week. And then next thing I looked up and you had invested in, you were on the phone with one of the guys that coach for us. And I was like, man, you made this investment in this coaching. You don't need to do that. I called you back and I was like, hey, hit pause a second. We're going to meet next week. But you were ready to take action. So obviously you were trying to get geared up for 2021. So what day did you come back?
My start date was, I think, January the 6th.
So you came back January 6th, partnered with us.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the experience of actually partnering with us when you came back. What did that look like?
So far it's been great. And Woods is amazing at what he does by building funnels and helping me out with my social media. Most of all my business in 2020 came from my brand, my logo. I wear it, daily. People know my colors. I'm very good, I would say good on marketing as far as social media goes. I pay attention to a lot of things that a lot of successful people do and don't do. So a lot of my business came from social media. I do buy leads and a lot of referrals. But since working with Woods and you guys with the funnels that he does do for me, I'm just looking at my spreadsheet right now. I got 5 deals pending. One of them I closed last week was a cash buyer, and it's all from the new construction funnel that Woods did for me, because obviously the market that I'm in is real low in inventory. So a lot of people I noticed that are starting to get kind of frustrated with what's out there. And so they're just going build. So a lot of my pendings are for, May, June, and July, but that's okay. I'm just worried about filling the pipeline up, and then we'll get that money later. So yeah, it's been a really successful time for me so far in this short period with EXP. I'm very pumped up about my future here and what this company is going to do for my business and also for my sons, in the future as well.
So just so you guys know, if you're watching this, one of the things that when Blake came on board, you made it clear that you wanted to build a team, and it's important, if you're going to build a team, that you have the ability to provide for those individuals. I mean, it's like you leaving the broker. You were leaving the broker because they weren't providing you with the value. And so obviously jumping in and creating these funnels on top of what you were already doing is going to give you that book of business where you can actually afford to give business away and get leveraged income through others. And so tell me what that's looking like. Go ahead.
So I guess since the last time maybe you and I spoke, I did start the team. I got 2 agents on board. One's brand new, good friend of mine. The other one's a lady that's been in the business for about 2 years. And I got a text message from her last night. She said, "Hey, Blake, I'm so pumped up. I got 2 buyers pre-approved from the new construction funnel as well. And we're ready to try to find them what they want. One of them is a $500,000 buyer and the other one's a $250,000. So those are going to be really good paydays for her, which I'm very, very, happy for her, because last year she only did 9 deals, and she was just kind of where I was my first year, trying to figure things out, like just the lost duck, just winging everything, not knowing what we need to do, how to get the work. And then I just started realizing, like, there's no difference between the people that are in the top 10 versus me. My work ethic, in my opinion, is going to be better than theirs, because I'm very confident in what I do and the ability that I have around me to the technology and the folks like you guys as support. And so whenever I mention to her, this is what I can do for you, come a part of my team, you commit, I won't let you fail. And that's exactly what she did. And I'm very pumped up and I'm happy for her because I see the hunger that she had in her. The first initial interview that I did with her to bring her part of my team. And we're going to hit that goal that she has of this year of 30 deals, no doubt. She's already actually has, so she had 3 last month. She'll hit 30, no doubt.
So let me ask you a question. So when you came on, let's say if someone's like, what is a funnel? I mean, you were obviously successful before. What's the difference in, a funnel for someone who has no clue what you mean when you say funnel?
When you make for instance, social media is basically the future. If you're a realtor and you don't have social media, I don't understand how you're getting paid. I don't know how you're getting your leads or whatever. But anyways, besides the point, when you make a Facebook, I did a lot of classes on Facebook business and stuff. And it's very important that you create a Facebook business page. Because you want to keep your personal life on your personal page and you want to keep your business page on your business stuff on your business page. But whenever you make a post, whether it be, I just closed a deal today, congratulations to my sellers, to my buyers, thank you very much for trusting in me, whatever, you can boost that post and basically it'll get attention from the surrounding area, which will then create likes, follows, comments. Those are all leads. So that's basically somewhat of a funnel. It's a boosted post. It's an ad that you can do on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or Google. And I'm pretty sure other places to my knowledge, like maybe YouTube and whatnot. And it basically gets their information for you to be able to call them and figure out how interested they are. You know what I'm saying? You can, there's going to be a lot of people that browse. There's going to be a lot of people that just, they're being nosy, but that's okay. I mean, the ones that will commit are the ones that are for real. Those are the ones that you want to take and run with. So that's kind of my terminology of what a funnel is without going too much in depth.
Yeah. And so let me ask you a question. So you generated a bunch of deals. I mean, but you must have spent a ton of money in January to generate those deals. Would you have an idea what your total ad budget was for January to, produce those transactions for you and your team? Roughly
$220. It's crazy. I'm paying. Well, maybe I shouldn't say this or not, but I'm paying a good bit of money for Zillow, which is a lot of money per lead. I want to say, if last I checked, I'm spending about $2 and maybe 25 cents per lead in the funnels from you guys.
Gotcha. So basically you're profitably being able to acquire a customer, and the next thing is what? Targeting some listings, layering some additional funnels. I mean, stacking those funnels.
Yeah. Woods and I are going to come up with a good game plan to try other funnels. And that's kind of what he's, experienced at and good at. So I have 100% faith in letting him kind of control what needs to be controlled and put me in front of the potential buyers and sellers, because I'm very confident once I meet or speak to someone that's for real, that we'll make it happen.
So let me ask you a question. So when you came over, a lot of the times when people come over there, they don't even know what they don't know. How hard, like from the day you made the decision to the day you actually were at EXP, how long did that take?
The day that I would say 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. And honestly, it would have been a lot sooner, but I was waiting for a couple things to play out.
Gotcha.
Just respect things from my previous broker, waiting, to speak to him. And because I do have a lot of respect from my previous broker. He's definitely, the GOAT in the area. He's very good at what he does. And he's a good person. So I wanted to, that's kind of like, I guess like a 2 week, what's it called when you work for a job, you give them a 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would have been a lot sooner. Honestly, I mean, it's the process It's probably about a week of onboarding with EXP. That's about it. Yeah.
You mean, so it takes about a week once you do your application, do the paperwork. Yeah. So pretty straightforward. Now that you're here, I know you're excited. I mean, you are crushing it. I saw some of the stuff you're doing on YouTube, super excited about that for you. I know that's gonna absolutely, you're doing all the right things. Every time I talk to Woods, it's like, you don't let grass grow.
No. I have a business coach. He lives in Nashville, Tennessee. And 2 weeks ago, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago, I was up in Nashville at a boot camp that he does for a lot of sales training and stuff like that. And one of the guys that were there is one of the best insurance salesmen in the country. And he does a YouTube video. And he and I was speaking at one of the breaks, the success that he has from doing YouTube and making yourself a local expert at what you do. And just giving raw experiences and examples really put him, to the next level. So I texted Woods the Sunday on my way back from Nashville. It's a 9-hour drive. And I was just so pumped up. I get so like pumped when I go to these events, man. It's a fire that just lights inside of me that's you can't put it out. And so I was just thinking to myself on this 9-hour drive, just of ways that I'm gonna be able to talk about my past experiences. And like I said, I did 52 transactions last year and a lot of different scenarios that I've encountered. So I have a lot to talk about and a lot to be able to help people, whether it be a realtor, a new realtor, an experienced realtor, maybe an old realtor that doesn't know how to work social media well, or a new buyer or whatever. And I told him, I said, look, man, I called Woods up. I said, look, I want to do these YouTube videos. I'm pumped up, this and that. And the next day I made my first video. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I figured it out on my own by getting on Google and figuring out, how do I make a YouTube video? And I realized I have a MacBook Pro. I used iMovie and created a thumbnail, and now I got like 4 or 5 videos. I made one last night, and believe it or not, I'm getting phone calls. I got one today, this morning at about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I was headed to the coffee shop to work, and the lady called me up. She's a good friend of mine. She's a realtor in the area, and she was basically just amazed and humbled and thankful that I'm putting out this kind of information and about good experiences to help other people in the industry as a realtor themselves. So I'm pumped, man. I hope it goes far. I'm excited about it. It's just another platform I have to show that my credibility is there and I'm for real in this business. I want to get to the top, and I'm not stopping until I'm there.
So what do you like most about EXP?
Wow, there's a lot, man. I like the freedom. I'm a very structured person. So in my mind, coming from the oil field where I had my own, office and job and whatnot, I felt as if I needed to be in a place that I had my own office, like a small boutique brokerage or a corporation, like maybe like let's say a Keller Williams or whatever. And then I realized the people that are in these offices aren't producing. The people that are working from coffee shops, the people that are working from their car or their house, they're blocking that noise out, and they're the ones that are producing. So that's one of the main things I like about EXP is I'm training myself not to get to that structured environment where you walk into an office and you hear, Susie around the corner just talking your ear off about what she did past weekend or something like that. You can just focus and narrow in on what exactly you need to do. That's number one. The stocks, it's just amazing that the company is built the way it is. It's a brilliant system and creation that allows each individual realtor to be their own broker. The cap being at $18,000 is awesome. The split, the KV Core. I mean, I just started messing with KV Core, but because I got, my own stuff going on, but it has so much to offer for so little per month that you pay. My old boutique brokerage, I mean, great company. And I was paying more money to be there than I am at EXP, and they offer nothing for me. They didn't even offer me my own office. I had to use a conference room or a cube, so it's just like those things at EXP means a lot whenever you're a for real agent, not just a fake agent.
Well, I agree. I mean, the one thing I get is I tell people all the time, I said, my best year ever, I barely had time to come to the office, because when you're a busy agent, you're in the field with clients, right? And so, and sometimes when you're in the field with clients, you got to pop into Starbucks in order to send an email because you ain't got time to run halfway across town. You need to just get on the Wi-Fi real quick and take care of business. So I couldn't agree with you more. And one of the things that I think that really resonates about working with you and is you are a doer. You're doing a lot of things right, but you're in growth mode, man. You're in hyper growth mode. 52 transactions. Already came over in under 5 weeks, already brought on 2 agents. It sounds like, I mean, what's the vision? Where do you want to take this? Where do you see your business in, let's say, 24 months? If we were doing a recap, where do you see your business 24 months from now?
So my goal for, I like to set short-term goals and also long-term goals. So to answer your question, 24 months from now, it's 2 years, basically. I'd like to see myself in a structured team. I'd like to have my own administrative assistant, a showing agent. I'd probably want to do a total of probably have maybe 8 agents. But my short-term goal is the way that I'm kind of focusing on this year, and I met with Woods and we kind of come up with a good plan for myself individually based upon my numbers in 2020. And it was to do 90 deals solo and $15 million GCI. But honestly, the more that I focus on growth, I'm still focused on that goal, but I'm more focused on hiring quality over quantity. I want to make sure that I can bring on an agent and help them get to their goal. So I'm more focused on creating my team, helping others in tough situations, giving back to my community if I can. And so short-term goal probably would be to hire 1 agent per quarter and see if I can, give them my full support and help them out. And then if I can, and I'm still getting good leads and good flow of leads, bring on another agent instead of just opening up the floodgates and being able to just hire people and not support them. I want to be able to help them. You know what I'm saying? Like the agent I have on board with me right now, that's the woman, she's hungry. Her story is inspiring. And I see myself in her in my year 1. I was hungry, just as hungry as her. And there's not a doubt in my mind we're going to hit that goal for her. And if I hit 90 deals, which I'm on pace to do right now, honestly, I just had I had 6 closings last month. I had 3 last week. I have 4 this week. So there shouldn't be a doubt that if I don't hit the 90, I'm definitely going to do more than I did in 2020.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to hit it. You're going to hit it.
If the market stays good as it is and the interest rates stay low, there's not a doubt in my mind that I'm going to hit it, and I probably will hit 100.
Absolutely, man. Well, let me ask you this. Let's say someone in your market is they want to get on a team. They like everything you're saying. How does someone reach out to you?
You can call me up, 337-303-6933, or email me at blakeweaver.realtor@gmail.com, or find me on social media.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come, share your story, kind of give a little bit of your backstory. I mean, it is exciting. I got to see some of those. YouTube videos. You're a natural.
Yeah, I mean, it's just raw footage. I mean, it's nothing fancy. I mean, what you see is what you get.
Well, one of the things that I can tell you is I went through a YouTube course one time, and I think it was probably 11 minutes into it, he had you shooting your first video, because for so many people, success is just about starting. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, you just got to start. So, hey, listen, guys, if you like this interview and you would like to make a lot more money in your business, and you would like to learn more about how you can partner with us, leverage some of our coaching, training, tools, systems like that, go check out partnershipdetails.com. Everything's there, lays it right out. Just go to partnershipdetails.com. If you want to reach out to my man Blake Weaver, you can call him on his cell, 337-303-6933, or email him at blakeweaver.realtor@gmail.com. Any parting last words, my brother?
Make the move, man. Make the move whenever if you're thinking about it, just make the first initial move and worry about the rest later. Just the hardest part is making the first step.
I love it. Make the move. We'll either see you at the top or from the top. Appreciate it, Bros. I appreciate you jumping on and sharing your story.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.